Welcome, boys. Welcome everybody back to Cobra Racing Series tonight. We're tonight here, Friday night here. What's the date here today? We got the January 4th coming at you from Bristol Motor Speedway. Tonight again, our first race on the docket are the Xfinity boys, and pleased to be joined in the booth again by broadcaster Clay and our special guest Taddy again. Thanks, guys, for coming on board and helping me do this again.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy.
Absolutely.
So, starting with a little bit, I know we'll start with Taddy here, just a couple seconds here. I know he's got to jump off and take care of a couple things. Taddy, coming into this Bristol race with the Xfinity guys, what's your opinion here? What you think is going to happen? I know I'm hearing we're going to have a kind of a bigger field tonight. It's going to be an interesting race, I believe.
Yeah, I think there's a couple key points here tonight. One, the Cup Series drivers now have to qualify their weight in if you're position 17th on back and points. To fix that, the drivers are also allowed to race the Xfinity race, so if they don't make the Cup race, they're guaranteed at least to have raced one tonight. So that answers the bigger field. But I think one of the big keys there is the winner of the spot in the Cup Series race. You get up to 3 weeks to choose your race. So if you're a Cup Series driver and you win this one, you can kind of skip the single car qualify to get into the big show and just automatically advance. And so I think that's going to be a big key. You're going to see these guys really fight it out trying to get that victory. And two, you got the Xfinity drivers. Now they're going to be racing with even more Cup drivers. And they want to show they belong in the Cup, so you're going to see them really duke it out, trying to get ahead of those Cup Series drivers and take home the victory and be in the big show themselves later on.
Right, that's just that little extra added twist, with coming this week with that 17 through 25 having to qualify in, having that just you know, you win the Xfinity race, one of those Cup guys, they can forego that qualifying. So yeah, it's just another little twist we've come up with, and hopefully, it is going to be our maiden voyage on that route tonight, and hopefully we go off without any too many quirks. But Clay, what are you thinking about? I kind of filled you in here on kind of the way we're going to try this tonight. Any opinions on that?
Was that me or was that Clay?
That was Clay.
I'm really excited to see what happens tonight with the racing here at Bristol, my hometown track. It's always tough racing, always messy. We could see a lot of wrecking tonight in both series. I know we did a few weeks ago at Las Vegas. It was a wild night there, so I imagine it'll be a wild night again here tonight. But this little extra added twist is going to be really interesting. I don't know. There's a lot that could happen tonight.
Yeah, so what I was informed of before the race, we're looking at normally on a normal Xfinity race, we're looking at 22, 23, up to 25 guys a week. Now I was informed that we're pushing like 30. It could be 30. It could be a full field of 32 at Bristol. So it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say about that. One of the things too that was changed kind of this afternoon was with these Xfinity guys having such a big field, we are going to be running Xfinity with the cautions off. So with that, but what do you think on that whole scenario, Taddy or Clay, or is there anything to add to that?
Yeah, so I didn't know they were running with cautions off. That's going to really play a big role. Bristol nailed it on the head. It's really tight cornering. You're around cars the whole entire race, and you want to track position is key because it is hard to pass here, right? So typically on the restarts, when you get 5, 6 people, you want to be a little aggressive, not overly aggressive where you're wrecking somebody else, but you want to, if somebody else makes a mistake, you definitely want to capitalize on it that lap. You don't want to wait 3 or 4 more laps to try to capitalize like you would after it kind of singles out a little bit. However, with no cautions, you really got to be careful because if a car is already out of shape in front of you and that's giving you that big run, they may still be out of shape and get loose or come up the track if they were loose. It was their issue, right? And now you could be involved in it. And with no cautions and track position being so key, you get involved in anything here, you could be a lap down. These laps are only 14, 15-second laps. So if you end up in an incident, it doesn't take but just a blink of an eye before you're caught a lap down or 2 laps down. And no cautions means less chances of getting that lucky dog back.
Y'all can join now.
All
Thank
right.
you, P.
Yep.
So I'm going to grab that invite. So yeah, as we load up here for the city guys here in Bristol here, it looks like we're running. Like I said, it's a 50% race with I believe 2% tire wear, but we're going to have cautions off. It's going to be. I mean, I really don't know what to say about this with having no cautions. We figured that big of a field with no if we had cautions on and we're getting quite a bit of these guys aren't going to get much for green flag racing. We're going to have a very quick, fast race if we happen to get a pile of yellows or cautions if we had the yellows on. So, but yeah, looks like I'm just joining in. Looks like we're loaded up. It looks like a number 19, a Blakey T, is their pole sitter. And I'm not sure why we don't have Brinkerhoff in our broadcast here for the in-race reporter. So, Clay, we will be kind of just winging this here again. We won't have that inside sight.
Oh yeah, definitely going to be winging it here, and we got Drunkfest who's taking over the lead here from Blakey T. Drunkfest is our points leader, if I remember you telling me that correctly.
Yes, Drunkfist is our points leader here in the with the Xfinity guys. With Monster running in second overall.
Yeah, Drunkfest and Blakey T both Cup Series regulars sitting there P1, P2 here in the Xfinity Series. These guys did start the season in Xfinity, so they get to continue to race here for points throughout the season. But showing that they're running up front now has to really put a little bit of nervousness to the other Cup Series drivers, regulars, knowing that these two have to qualify their way in, and on the early laps in both qualifying here for the Xfinity Series, they sat up front, and now here in the race, they're back. Blakey T absolutely loves the short track. Blakey T does not. I'm not sure if he has to qualify later or not.
He does not.
So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of interested to see what the actual car count here is, because what I'm looking at on the screen here, I don't believe there's 30 cars out there. But we can get that confirmation here down the road. So as we're racing here, and I'm riding along here with one of the guys that actually has to race his way in tonight in the Cup Series, and that's Loosey Goosey. So he's one of the added guys here that's taking advantage and running the Xfinity race here before he has to qualify.
There's 22 cars on the track.
22 cars we got on the track, so. And looks like we had a spin out there. Was that Lucy that spun out?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I think one thing that's going to play a huge role that you need to keep your eyes on is these Cup Series drivers, such as Lucy, such as Derek Cope. Let's see, somebody's out of the race. Chase Beatty already out of the race there in the 30-38 car, but
Ty Racing in the 90, as well as T.E. Worsham in the 23, also out of the race.
Something you're going to have to really pay attention to here is these Cup Series guys were focused really hard on qualifying laps with their Cup cars so that they could make the show, some of them anyways, right? And when that happens, you put so much pressure on your qualifying laps in just 2 or 3 laps that sometimes you forget this is a long run race. And you might have a really loose setup to go real fast for 2 or 3 laps. Problem is 3, 4, 5 laps down the road, you're already spinning out as we're closing.
We got quite the battle here for the race lead. It's the 99 of Drunkfest, the 19 of Blakey T, working around the lap car of Loosey Goosey after that spin. Riding in that third position is Awesome's 12645. Don't recall him running at Vegas a couple weeks ago. If he did, he ran towards the back, but he's looking strong here in the early going in third spot.
Actually, the number 36, Awesome. He is actually he is actually a really strong driver here in Xfinity. He might have had to miss. I know he missed a race here in the past here just recently. It could be the one you're referring to, Clay. But this cat here can wheel a car. I mean, he's up front most every week, and yeah, to me, he's a very talented dude. So I'm kind of
riding in the fourth spot is the 4 of Forensic. He's having a really solid run so far. And Taddy, you're pretty familiar with the guy in fifth place. That's Robbie Racing in the 23.
Yeah, Robbie, of course, he's a good buddy of mine. He's one thing that you're not going to see out of him is roughhousing. He's going to methodically pass these guys if he's got the car. If they're faster than him, he's not going to try to overdrive the car and get more out of it than what he deserves. The guy's just really good. He's going to finish about where his car should be running. There's a little contact made there behind him. I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, Robbie Racing. I expect him to be a top 5 car every week in, week out here in the Xfinity Series, but I also don't expect him to be an issue. He's real calm, cool, and collected when it comes down to these bigger fields, and regardless of the track, really.
Him and Forensic are getting into it, though. They're kind of making a little bit of contact here.
Well, there's
racing
a 3-car
each other
battle
hard.
there, the number 11, but apparently he just backed off that battle a little bit. But there for a minute there
Mike
was
actually
a 3-car.
spun out.
Okay.
Yeah, like Mike actually spun out, so he's falling back here now. Sorry there, Butters.
No, you're fine. So yeah, I got camera shot on here. Just a newcomer here tonight. First race in Xfinity. Just want to welcome. We got the number 98 out there driving a Tiller 1227. Personally, I just got the no tiller here in the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks through Taddy. Yeah, he reached out, wanted to know if he could get going on the Xfinity Series, and we're like, yeah, you're more than welcome, man. We got him set up with a car, and here he is making his debut at Bristol. Trying to ride.
And in the course of us talking here, Blakey T actually got around Drunkfest for the lead and has opened up a gap, and that's something that Blakey T's really good at. He's especially good at being fast on the long run. It also helps him that this is his hometown track as well, so he's got to be the odds-on favorite tonight, I'd say.
Yeah, so as I'm working on Taddy, it was kind of interesting, the Cup guys that had the chance to run, an Xfinity race, and I'm kind of paging through the field here, and basically all I'm seeing, is loose out there. I know Chase started the race, and he is on pit road now, but I was hoping that some of these guys were going to take more advantage of. Oh, I do believe Braves is out there too, so I'm seeing 2 cars in that qualifying group that are actually out here running the Xfinity race.
Yeah, another car that was out there was Chase Beatty. He retired soon. He actually ran about 3 laps, so I'm not so sure he didn't go out there with a qualifying slider out there, try to see what he can do for 2 laps, and then park it, basically use this as another qualifying practice. But, I can't really say that I blame the guys for not running this race, right? So the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars ride.
Oh, we got a crash on the front straightaway. The 54 of Brinkerhoff absolutely annihilated the 9. I'm not quite sure what happened there. That's the 9 of Cody.
Cody, yep.
Brinkerhoff and Cody going at it. I don't know if Brink was waiting for him or what, but they just crashed hard there on the front straightaway. On my end of things.
Yeah, I really hate to see that. Back to what I was saying, though, right? So the Cup drivers, if you run this race, you run the risk of when you go to do your qualifying for just a couple laps, that's all you get in these qualifying. It's just the 2 lap, 1 qualifying run. That's it. If you're accustomed to how the Xfinity car drives, you may mess up on how your as the 92 of Luce actually goes up and the wall catches that 9 car. So Cody's problems are continuing here. But right, so if you're a Cup driver and you run an Xfinity, you run the risk of different handling just before your big qualifying session is on the line. So yes, you want to be able to race a race, but at the end of the day, everyone's goal is to be in the Cup Series race tonight. And so I don't think these guys wanted to risk messing up the handling of their Cup car by simply driving these Xfinity cars.
Right, so getting back, I was just kind of looking at the YouTube and stuff like that, checking my phone. But I'm going back up front here with Blakey T. It looks like he's pulled away a little bit here from the rest of the guys.
Yeah, he's got almost a straightaway on second place, which right now belongs to Awesome there in the 36. Getting around the 99 of Drunkfest with some help from the 9 of Cody. Looks like Drunkfest is battling a loose race car right now.
Yeah, that 19, I have to say, entering tonight being again, he's a short track specialist. Like, he likes the short tracks more than he likes mile and a half or super speedway. So the 19 car looking to be an odds-on favorite here in the Cup race, which he'll be driving the number 41 car. You really have to. He's on a big high right now. He comes home from a victory last week at Pocono in the Cup Series. Now he's running. He qualified on the pole here in Xfinity. Now he's running in first by quite a big gap with no cautions on. That's a huge deal. The 19 car Blakey T on a big roll right now, and as long as he doesn't get wrecked, I expect him to finish this race, and he's doing a great job right now.
Yeah, going back to Blakey T, he comes into this points chase here, sitting in the third spot in the playoff run. He's looking right now. He's sitting apparently at like 35 points behind your leader of Drunkfest. So, yeah, I mean, there could be could have some good point knife for 19 if he can hold on here and get this. And then if number 20, if Drunkfest struggles, I mean, it's just going to make this point race a little tighter than it already is. And you got Monster in between the two there, so it is a tight point series here for these guys coming into that top 8.
Yeah, Robbie Racing here looking to get by that 99 at Drunkfest already. So it looks like Awesome in the 36 has gotten around. I don't know if 4 of Forensic has gotten around.
Forensic, yeah. Oh, we got some contact. Yeah, Cody and Drunkfest.
Mechanical or engine problem here that put him down on pit road. That is a tough break for the number 19. I don't know if we gave him the broadcaster curse there or something, but we're talked him up.
Wrecking in turn 2, and Forensic is caught up in it, and I saw the 10. The 10's caught up in it, but something happened to Forensic. He couldn't get going and wrecked pretty much right in front of the field.
We must be at the end of the stage 1.
Oh, yeah, that must be the end of the stage. I'm not sure what happened there. That was weird. But the stage win goes to Awesome, I guess.
Well, that's awesome. See what I did there?
Yeah.
All right. Done with the dad jokes.
So, the Awesome, and then I believe Robbie Racing got second. Yeah. And then you have Drunkfest, and then maybe Forensic, and then Chewy, I think. And that's 77. Not quite sure how that worked out.
So Chewy's made himself up into the top 5 or 6, I believe. There, yeah, at the end of the stage.
How about that? And there's your guy Tiller there in the 6th spot there, Tatty.
Yeah, Tiller, he's another one of those. I wasn't sure how he would do here in this series, but I know that he's always going to make sure that he puts a setup under him that he can control for the most part. He runs custom setups. He struggles a little bit with setting them up, from time to time. But on these sliders, he really excels. And I know, for example, over there in the GC side, he's top 3 in points in the C slider group. So he definitely has his wits behind him. Of course, that's Cup cars, not Xfinity. But yeah, as we're seeing, every driver in the top 4, really right now, they seem to have good handling cars, and you start seeing issues around here at the 61 and the 99. Really good on the short run, but as the race has progressed for these guys, they've started gradually getting looser and looser and having bigger issues.
So yeah, one of the big things I'm looking at here too now is see how these guys adjusted here for this. So we'll see if some guys getting faster, if someone missed on their adjustments. It's going to be an interesting run here.
Again, another tough restart for the 99 of Drunkfest. And I believe he's fallen outside of the top 5 right here towards the back couple spots of the top 5. And he has. He's just lost the 5th spot to...
Sorry to hear that. And Awesome out there said that's really cool for him winning that stage, because he said Tennessee's also his home state. So this is a home track for that number 36, and being able to run up front.
It's Chewy.
Chewy. Wow. Good boy, Chewy. Look at him up there. Not that was unexpected, but I was taking a bit. I just seen a spin, I think, on the front stretch, or somebody getting really loose on the back stretch, maybe. I believe it was Lucy that got really loose on the back stretch, but it
surprise!
Like everybody recovered, so good job there.
We got a new player up here in the front grouping. Tiller is kind of sticking around with the top 3 now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm just kind of riding around here with Robbie, and he is really putting on a display. I mean, he's working over that 36 pretty hard here. He's you know, he gets right up there. He shows his nose. He's trying different lines. It's fun watching him here. He's really giving a battle here for Awesome here in F36.
And Robbie, of course, from over across the pond, he's a road course ringer primarily. Isn't that right, Taddy?
Man, I'll tell you what. A lot of people say that about road course ringing for him, and I don't know as if that's actually true. He doesn't put down the really crazy fast laps that other road course ringers do, so to say. He just runs those the same as he does all these other tracks, methodically. You know, he doesn't overbrake in the corners. He doesn't drive it in too deep or get on the gas too late and get loose. He's one of the quicker guys there, but simply because he doesn't make the mistakes. When you're not making mistakes on a road course or one of these short tracks, really, you're always going to be up front regardless of the speed of other drivers. And again, we're seeing that here tonight with that P2 number 23 of Robbie Racing, that Ford Mustang.
Yeah, you know, you kind of, like you say, refer to a road course guy. I would say my opinion on Robbie here as he goes to the high side here looking for the lead, he comes from another one of those guys that comes from the custom side. You know, he's more comfortable with a custom driver, custom setup races, and but yeah, it looks like it has slowed him down because it looks like he is our new leader here.
Yeah, you know, they actually say a lot that a road course ringer tends to shine in these short tracks. So, Clay, you call him a road course ringer, me saying he's not necessarily a ringer, but one of the better road course drivers. And again, you take those type of skills and you bring them into short tracks simply because throttle control becomes such a huge aspect of these as well as at road course. You get on the gas too early, you'll get really, really loose on exit. You get on it too late, you'll end up plowing up the wall and not having any speed, and you learn that on road courses. And the 23, again, a lot of people know him for that, and he's showing up and showing out here on a track that most people would say road course drivers succeed at. Same as Blakey T, who was running up front before he lagged out. He's really good at road courses and really, really good at short tracks.
I just watched a heck of a battle turn south for Funky Town as him and Braves were going at it for that 6th spot on the track as Drunk Fest had gotten back around Funky Town. But Braves is going to win the battle against Funky Town for the time being. So score Braves there in the 6th position. Funky Town holding there in 7th. And let's see if I can get the back half of the top 10 here. Let's see. Sitting there in the 8th spot. 9th belongs, I believe, to Baked Tater. And then 10th on the track belongs to the 92. Who's the 92?
Forward, you know, I just let you guys know my stream crashed, so I got her back up now, guys. So, but yeah,
Right.
so I'm getting back
that was
here.
10 laps to go. They just passed.
Okay, I had my broadcast going the whole time, but for some reason I aired out of the game part. So. But
So
yeah,
is that
I'm
9
back
to go in the race or in the stage?
I believe this to be stage 2. They've only had that one break so far, so this would be stage 2. They're coming to 8 laps remaining. We don't have an in-race reporter. Luckily, Robbie is streaming, so I was able to tune over there and check it out. So 8 laps to go here in stage number 2 as Robbie Racing is trying to hold off the 36 of Awesome. I don't expect the 36 to make a move right now, so to say. It's a little too early. With the retaliation type move the 23 could do as they're coming 7 to go. But here within 2 to 3 laps, I would definitely start expecting to see that 36 try to start pushing the issue and try to make the 23 make a mistake.
I watched the 11 of Like Mike go around on the front stretch, and then he proceeded to retire out of the race. So another early exit here from Bristol Motor Speedway.
Should be 6 to go, I believe now. Yeah, that's unfortunate for that 11 of Like Mike. He was actually about to go lap down. Prior to him having his issues caused him to go lap down. So he probably just assumed entering stage 3, if you're not in the lucky dog, you're really in a tough spot trying to get a good finish here, as there will not be another caution to be able to automatically give you your lap back. So huge for that 11 car that he had that mistake. I understand him backing out, but the problem is somebody else could have backed out or lagged out or been involved in a wreck later on. You still could have gained a few spots. 5 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway in stage number 2. Will the Ford of Robbie Racing be victorious in yet another stage win, or will the 36 of Awesome be able to take it away? As 36 of Awesome, he goes onto the apron trying to make a move, but the Robbie Racing, the 23s, decided to run the low line.
Coming off of turn number 2, here they go into turn 3 and 4. Robbie Racing still holding on to the race lead as they're coming up to lap traffic of the 51 of Old Guy, the 22 of Monster, points leader of, or one of the top 3 in points, Monster Racing. In question of going a lap down here in the late run, if he doesn't get the lucky dog, what will that do to the point system here in the Xfinity Series? Over to you, either one of you guys.
And over here, about a corner behind those guys, we got quite the battle going on for fourth. A car that's really come to life here in the waning laps of this stage is the 99 of